Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Crypto Convo, series where we cover exciting news and price action in the land of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You guys, huge day for the home team. Bitcoin has broken new all-time highs. We're currently sitting just above $63,000 at the time of recording, officially back in blue sky territory, and I'm expecting some very, very exciting price action ahead, which we will, of course, dive into. Altcoins, in the wake of Bitcoin reaching that new all-time high, are looking strong as well, rightfully so. So we will dive into a few of those that are exciting me personally at the moment. Coinbase IPO is coming in hot. You will be able to buy ticker symbol coin on the public markets tomorrow. And as we've been saying, you guys, this is just another star aligning fundamentally for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, just further solidifying its place in the financial markets that much more. And it's just such an exciting time to be involved. So let's get straight into it. As always, we'll quickly cover each topic we're going to be discussing, and we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, you guys know the drill, Trading View, where we will talk technicals, price action, and price targets today on the following names in this order, going down the watch list. You can see right here, kicking it off, of course, with the king, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, again, you guys, new all-time highs. We're in blue sky territory. We got to talk about the upside price targets. We can cover some downside targets as well, but right now, focus on the upside, only worried about the topside price targets on the overall market cycle, and they are pretty impressive, even considering where we're at right now. Okay, so kick it off with BTC, of course. We will then move into Ether. We have some articles to look at as well. So you know what? We'll kick it off with kick it off with Bitcoin on the charts. Again, just kick it off with some price action, just because the price action is so exciting. So we'll take a look at Bitcoin on the charts first, then move into a few articles that I want to talk to you guys about, just prefacing the Coinbase IPO prior to diving into it. We're not really talking about the equities today. As you guys know, we do cover equities mostly on this channel. It's kind of rare we just cover strictly cryptos, but today, the true crypto convo. But again, this Coinbase IPO is blockbuster, so we got to cover it before the big day tomorrow. CNBC Bitcoin hits new all-time high above $63,000 ahead of Coinbase debut. So we will scroll down here, read over a few key points, and then after that, we'll actually dive into the complimentary article, Coinbase gets a reference price of $250 per share from NASDAQ ahead of Wednesday's direct listing. So again, we will just go over a few key points, give you guys some pointers as to what you should be expecting if you want to trade this tomorrow. Personally, I don't like trading IPOs. I will definitely pick up a share of Coinbase, of ticker symbol coin, just for the culture. I feel like I can't not do that considering what I do. So I will definitely get involved to some extent. I will not day trade this. There's no chance for that. But again, if you got it's important just to be aware of what's going on here. And again, even if you guys aren't trading it like me, watch what happens here and watch how this impacts the rest of the sector. Okay, because again, just with the sheer scale of what's going on with this IPO, this is blockbuster not only for the entire equity markets, for the tech space, but especially for cryptos. And even if it goes a little weird, it's already done enough, because just the fundamental tailwinds from this Coinbase IPO, in my opinion, is what ultimately led Bitcoin to reach these new all-time highs that we just saw initiate this morning. So we'll go over those. We'll hop into Ether. We'll take a look at Ethereum, of course, the king of the altcoins. Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's looking very, very bullish on the charts as well. Hop into everyone's favorite hype coin, everyone's favorite coin. You guys know what I'm saying there. XRP. So XRP has some news going on with it, and it's definitely pumping. As many of you know, if you've been tuned into the channel, I did sell all of my XRP a few months ago when that SEC lawsuit was initiated. So we will take a look at this article. Cointelegraph, XRP price soars to new highs after recent legal victories and relisting rumors. So we'll quickly go over some of the fundamental reasoning behind XRP's rally. I want to make it very clear, you guys, I'm not buying back XRP. I'm still not going to be trading XRP. It does still, the whole SEC lawsuit still sketches me out a little bit, but we will go into the reasons why, at least. Many investors are gaining some confidence back in XRP. So XRP has been around for a long time. It's been in the top 10 for a very long time. It has a very, very rabid fan base. So again, just be careful if you guys want to trade this one. But again, because I'm getting a lot of questions about it, I did want to cover it. And I'm sure a decent amount of you guys are interested in this as well. So we'll cover this. We'll take a look at XRP on the charts. XRP is definitely in blue sky territory right now. So we will actually just take a look at XRP's previous high to kind of dictate what could happen in the future. After that, we're going to move into the 3 plays that I'm extremely bullish on right now. You guys know this if you guys have been keeping up. ChainLink. So ChainLink looking very strong on the charts. I actually think of all the cryptocurrencies we're going to be looking at today, all the charts we're going to be looking at, ChainLink actually looks the strongest on the charts, and you guys will know why that is once we dive in. Move on to EOS. So EOS outperforming almost the entire market today. It's crazy to think about this, you guys. If you have been watching the crypto convos, I think a few weeks back I was like, EOS looks so good. Again, shout out to the portfolio group, the newsletter group. EOS been in the game for a long time, and EOS is absolutely ripping. So we'll take a look at EOS. EOS, because it's ripping so hard, is a little sketchier right now, but again, we have to take a look at it just because it's been part of the game. It's part of the waves, fam. So we gotta go over EOS and then close it out with Tron. So Tron has actually been performing very well as well. EOS and Tron, both part of kind of that 2017 legacy, although it was just a few years ago, it's still those kind of legacy tokens. Always liked EOS and Tron, always held a little bit of EOS and Tron, and I'm glad I have over the past few weeks. So we'll close it out with EOS and TRX. Before we dive into the charts, as always, you guys, I will ask you to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you're excited about the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I'm so excited for these next few weeks for the Waves family and everyone involved in the cryptocurrency space. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this, and of course, check out the complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link down in the description. That is $15 a month if you want a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio that I do update every single trading day during market hours. With every update, I also send out an email newsletter explaining my thoughts. So, of course, you guys, every cryptocurrency position and also how I weight it in terms of percentage in my portfolio is in there, on top of all call options, put options, stock positions, all the crypto-related stocks that we talk about all the time here on this channel. And even if you like, today's a great example. I prepared myself last week in many of my equity, in my stock portfolio, in my call options portfolio last week for many of the gains that we saw today. And I didn't make any trades today, but that said, I still did cover many of the stocks we talk about just because I want to give you guys day-to-day updates during market hours, like in real time, of what I'm thinking about the charts and what I'm thinking about in terms of general direction and whatever I feel like is important for you guys to know. So again, $15 a month really means a lot if you check that out. And also, I don't always shout this out, but the Waves Discord, the exclusive Discord, it's been fun in there, you guys. I hop in here every day, and we actually did just do our first live stream in there on Sunday. This is the only place I'm actually going to be doing live streams. So if you guys are interested in that, we're still trying to figure it out, still in the early stages of that. But like everything else in life, the more you do it, the better you get. And it's just exciting that, or at least I'm excited that we're starting to branch out in different arenas and different aspects of the Discord, just trying to make this that much more worth it for you guys. So this is also going to be linked down in the description. Check that out if you're interested. Again, means a lot if you do. But if not, if you don't want to check out any of the paid products, it's all right. I appreciate you watching right now. So let's talk about some price action. Bitcoin, again, reaching new all-time highs. Let's zoom in here a little bit just to see this. This is beautiful, you guys. I love to see this. Again, this head and shoulders played out. I did erase a lot of the drawings. I actually completely revamped my Bitcoin chart. Now that we've broken out to new all-time highs, we are in a pretty massive ascending channel. And you guys know how much we like ascending channels around here. So very, very bullish. Did play out this head and shoulders completely once we broke the new all-time high. Once we broke that previous all-time high set back in early to mid-March, you can see it's just going parabolic. So once we broke to new all-time high, you guys, as we've been saying, once that all-time high is broken, that triggers that hyper bullish sentiment. That goes not only with Bitcoin, but literally every other asset on the planet, every stock, every equity, every commodity, whatever it is you're looking at. If a new all-time high is broken, that's pretty much a signal that we're probably going to rip even higher, okay? Like, again, we've been saying since we broke the downtrend, next wave has been initiated, and then now we are officially back in blue sky territory, which means that there's probably a lot more upside ahead. So let's get rid of these because actually as we zoom out, they look a little weird. Let's get rid of this arrow as well. So zooming out again, you guys can see we're going to stay on the 4 hours here, but we are in this beautiful ascending channel here. And it's very, very evident to me, you guys, every trader on the planet is going to be looking at this line of resistance on the overall uptrend. Again, using this initial high at the beginning of 2021, the second high here in mid-February. Just using this two very strong touch points, creating a very, very obvious line of resistance on the overall uptrend would take us, let's just do May 1st, because that's a pretty conservative price target. As you guys know, all these price targets that we're going to be talking about are going to be completely dependent on when the lines of resistance are met. So maybe this happens sooner, maybe it happens like April 18th, like a week from now. What's today? The 13th? April 21st, April 20th, whatever. That would take us to an $81,000 Bitcoin. Maybe we just go parabolic. Maybe we rip. It's happened before. We could see it again, especially again with the Coinbase IPO that we're going to jump into right after this. But let's just say May 1st, close out April with a bang. That would take us to an $85,000 Bitcoin. So general price target for Bitcoin is going to be $80,000 to $85,000. I doubt we're gonna climb this heavily in the next couple days, but I do think that $80,000 is a conservative price target for the past like couple months. Realistically, you guys, if you've been keeping up, you know that $80,000 has been my target, just general intuitive target for a while. So I'm going to go with that. But again, you guys, it's all dependent on when these lines of resistance are met. Downside potential for Bitcoin, I think it's very, very unlikely that we come lower than like 60K, 59K, just because this is a pretty strong trend line. And this trend line is this line of support is most definitely in play on this ascending channel. And it's very, very unlikely, again, with all the fundamental tailwinds behind us right now, that Bitcoin dips below, I would say like $58,000 at this point. Okay, so very unlikely. Again, new all-time high set, hyper bullish sentiment is in motion, and I think all-time high, like significant all-time highs. I think this next big rally is underway right now, and I could not be more stoked for Bitcoin. And again, all Bitcoin-related equity plays and whatnot. So speaking of equities, Coinbase. Again, let's go over some key points regarding this Coinbase IPO. Key points. The price of Bitcoin climbed as high as $63,700 today. It actually, just before recording this, was almost at 64K. So let's hope by tomorrow, maybe even by tomorrow. Again, you guys, there's so much momentum behind Bitcoin right now. I would not be surprised to wake up tomorrow to a $65,000 Bitcoin. Coinbase is set to go public Wednesday in a direct listing that could value the cryptocurrency exchange at as much as $100 billion. Crypto investors are hailing the Coinbase debut as a major milestone for the industry after years of skepticism from Wall Street and regulators. It feels so good. And again, you guys, this is honestly just the cherry on top of all the fundamental stars that have been aligning over the course of this cryptocurrency bull run. Again, institutional adoption, big money is finally starting to understand Bitcoin. That was the initial catalyst for this rally back in December. That's what's led it. And every time, I was just listening to a great podcast called Unchained that was posted this morning with Willy Woo and Robert, I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm missing his name, but just type in Unchained podcast. It was a good listen. But he was talking about how this cycle is different because as opposed to a lot of high bid orders, which you saw a lot of in 2017, a lot of these very high priced bids that would lead to kind of lead to unhealthy volatility in the markets, I'll say, are not really present in this cycle. Like every time there's an offer, it's just immediately eaten back up, and that's because these institutional buyers, this big money that now knows it needs Bitcoin on its balance sheet, is just buying up Bitcoin as fast as it can on every little dip. Okay, so that's why Bitcoin, although we have seen some volatility lately, is not really seeing big moves down because every dip is being almost immediately eaten back up by buy orders. Okay, so again, to come back to the Coinbase IPO, just a very, very exciting time for the sector as a whole. Just another notch in the belt, another fundamental that is solidifying Bitcoin's place in the financial markets, in the entire ecosystem. And I will definitely talk. We're for sure talking about equities tomorrow because this will definitely make waves for Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency space, the actual like the physical crypto space. I'll say, but I think this is very, very crucial for crypto-related equities and crypto-related stocks in the public markets. Okay. So super exciting times here. Let's go over these quickly, then hop into Ethereum. Key points here again. The Nasdaq said on Tuesday, so this is more in regard to price, that Coinbase's reference price for its direct listing is $250, which would value the company at around $65.3 billion on a fully diluted basis. The reference price reflects past transactions and input from the investment bankers, but it does not indicate where the stock will open on Wednesday. Coinbase is the Nasdaq's first significant direct listing after Spotify, Slack, Palantir, Asana, and Roblox all went public on the New York Stock Exchange. So, again, you guys, we don't know how this thing's going to open. An IPO as blockbuster as this, as I mentioned in the beginning, is why I won't be trading. The markets are hotter than ever, you guys. Everyone's scratching the IPO. It makes perfect sense that Coinbase is IPOing. Again, as we talked about in the Sunday Stock Watch, if you guys caught that, they released their earnings prior to this IPO and they were absolutely blockbuster. Like their Q4 revenue from 2020 surpassed their entire revenue from the year before. So this just shows, like, it obviously goes hand in hand with the price appreciation of Bitcoin and whatnot, but this just shows the scale and how the future potential of Coinbase. And again, investors in this current market environment want a piece of the future. And it makes sense that this is going to be absolutely blockbuster, and especially with Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs. Like, everything, again, stars, I keep saying that, but it's seriously just a whole bunch of stars aligning for the sector, which just makes me that much more bullish. You guys know I'm pretty much a perma bull, at least have been since December. How long this will span, I don't know. Maybe this is the last leg up for Bitcoin for some of these plays, at least in the short term. But from a fundamental perspective, we're still not in the first. We're definitely not in the first inning anymore. But maybe like second, third inning. It's still early days in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's move on to Ether. One more note on the Coinbase thing. I did say this as well already, but make sure you guys watch how this moves and how this reflects other players within the market. I do ultimately believe that this will be a net positive for many of the crypto related stocks, many of the equities in the crypto space that we do frequent here on the channel a lot. But watch how this affects specific sectors within the sector. So, like Bitcoin miners, we have the blockchain focused plays. Watch how those stocks react in the wake of this Coinbase IPO, because like the IPOs like this will happen, and it's just good to note kind of what happens to related or correlated stocks in the sector as something IPOs. Okay, so again, you can use it for future reference, but it's always good to just be aware of what happens kind of when something blockbuster like this happens. Moving on, Ethereum. So Ethereum, very, very healthy looking chart right now. I think it's almost inevitable that Ether comes up to test this line of resistance. Was once a very strong line of support on Ether's previous ascending channel. Ether, again, new all-time highs, very, very bullish here. I think it's on its way out to test this line. That was, again, once previous support. This trend line's in play right here. That would bring us up to April 15th, $2,500 Ethereum. That makes perfect sense to me. I do think we're going to see a little bit of resistance here, just because, again, this trend line, in my opinion, is almost 100% in play. $2,500 is a pretty solid psychological even. So that's kind of a double-edged sword for the argument for a little bit of resistance there. Come down a little bit. I do ultimately think, though, we will come up to test the top line, the ultimate line of resistance on the overall uptrend, which on May 1st would take us to $3,500. I don't think anyone can dispute that. This is actually a pretty conservative uptrend. Again, using this first high back here in mid-December, again, just intuitively, this trend line looks to be very, very in play, and I think a lot of traders will be eyeballing this as well. So May 1st price target for Ethereum is going to be $3,500, and yeah, this is a very clean looking chart. You guys can see this again, just to the beautiful, massive megaphone like ascending channel, and again, with all the fundamental tailwinds, it only makes sense to me that Ether breaks to its new, a very, very significant new all-time high. Okay, so $3,500, May 1st, let's see it. But again, maybe it comes April 20th, happens a little bit sooner. That'll take us to $3,300. So as always, you guys go into TradingView, draw these trend lines for yourself, and yeah, just enjoy the ride. Okay, so moving on to XRP, let's cover this quickly. XRP price rallied more than 30% as retail traders rotate into cheaper altcoins, and investor sentiment turns positive after Ripple's recent legal victories against the SEC. We'll just skip to these two because these are like the fundamentals right here. The surge in price comes on the same day as both Bitcoin and Ether establish new all-time highs, as mainstream excitement for the cryptocurrency sector is on the uptrend ahead of Coinbase direct listing on April 14th. Momentum for XRP has been building over the past couple of weeks, thanks to a series of legal victories for Ripple in its battle with the United States SEC, along with rumors that the token may be relisted on multiple exchanges. So again, you guys, I did talk about XRP a decent amount on this channel. I do like XRP from a fundamental perspective, but as soon as this SEC lawsuit came into play, that made me very, very hesitant on my Ripple position, and I did actually sell the entirety of my Ripple position because I don't like messing with those plays that are under regulatory scrutiny. And Ripple has always been, again, the original batch of kind of the altcoins, the hype coins, and the XRP army is very real. So if you guys are fans of XRP, all love to you. I'm not trading at this point, but if you are, you're rich, because we've been absolutely ripping. So it's funny, guys. I think this is the last time I talked about XRP was probably somewhere back here, like over just about a month ago. I'd say is the last time I covered XRP at all. Maybe even before that, you guys. Maybe it was like back here. But XRP was in a beautiful bull flag right here. You can see parabolic move up followed by a massive, massive descending triangle down. So XRP has been capitulating from its high at the end of January, broke out of this bull flag and is going absolutely parabolic. So here, there's no way really, in my mind, to dictate fair value on this or like read this from any technical perspective. Maybe could break out the fibs, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to go back to see XRP's all-time high here. So XRP's all-time high, we're on the weekly charts right now, or the weekly candles, I'm sorry, right now. XRP's all-time high back in 2017, back in December 2017, during that crazy hype cycle, was $3.30. So we could almost 2x, I guess not really 2x from here, go up another 80% from here. That would take us to XRP's previous high. I've heard calls in the past for $10 XRP. Again, $10, like, another reason XRP is ripping is because people see XRP and it's $1.80 and people are like, oh, that's cheap. But they don't understand that. I'm not saying you don't, but many people who are now getting into the space, really chasing these hype cycles and just rallies, like chasing these shiny objects, see that the price of XRP is $1.80 and dictate in their minds that it is cheap, although it still has a very, very large market cap. I don't know what's XRP, the fourth largest crypto at this point. So just be careful for that, you guys. I'm definitely not buying Ripple right now, and I won't be buying XRP in the Ripple's XRP. I'm not going to be buying XRP anytime in the near future. But again, if you want to, more power to you. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP comes and reaches its previous all-time high. Although I'm saying that, I'm still not buying it, okay? So, again, you guys, if you want to trade Ripple, it's all you. Moving on to ChainLink. So, ChainLink is looking super good right now. Let's go to the 4-hour for ChainLink because I want to show you guys this. So, ChainLink is in a very, very similar channel to Ether. So, again, this actually looks a lot like Ethereum's channel, but a lot more promising and a lot more kind of volatile. So ChainLink, again, currently did just bounce off its previous on its overall line of support. So ChainLink, again, since January, when it was ripping, when we were super excited about Chain. I mean, the first video I actually ever made on this channel was an analysis video on ChainLink, at least in terms of investing. So over a year ago, was very, very excited about ChainLink. Obviously, we've come a very, very long way since, been a very lucrative investment. But Chainlink right now has not been seeing much love since its high back in mid-February, okay? So Chainlink, again, in this beautiful textbook ascending channel here, broke below it, created this lower level ascending channel similar to Ether, but in an overall megaphone channel. And we are bouncing up. We're printing higher highs and higher lows on the short term over the course of this month so far. Just beginning right here, just a series of higher highs and higher lows back in the second layer channel. And it only makes sense to me that at the very least, ChainLink does ultimately come up to test this line of support, this previous line of support, using it as new resistance, similar to what we just looked at in Ethereum. This would take us to say April 20th if we absolutely rip $50, $50. Nice psychological even for ChainLink. If we do stretch out to April 30th to the end of the month, that would take us to $53. I think at the very least that's possible. That would be, very, very exciting as well. Again, you guys, because ChainLink's previous high was we're pretty much we're actually like right there. So we're dancing right on ChainLink's all-time high. And if we break above this, if we can break like $37, again, just a similar pattern across every other asset that you'll ever see. A new all-time high triggers hyper bullish sentiment, and if we do, I think it's inevitable that we do at least come up to test this line that was, again, previous support, new resistance confirmed right here. If we do break above this line, I think it's likely that we ultimately test the overall line of resistance on the greater uptrend on the top of this megaphone ascending channel. That would take us to, by the end of the month, a $70+ ChainLink. So 2x from here, probably my single favorite investment in terms of potential, at least on the charts in the markets right now. Of course, you guys, when we get into these hype cycles, these FOMO rallies, technicals do still come into play, of course, because so many people are going to be trading it. But all like XRP, that's straight up hype. So keep in mind, you guys, like plays can always rip if enough hype is put onto the coin. But from a technical perspective, from what I believe to be a rational perspective, because again, TA is just like the ultimate rationale when it comes to the markets, ChainLink looks the most promising to me personally. Okay, so that is ChainLink, very, very bullish there, 2x potential over the course of the rest of this month. Of course, let's see if it plays out, because there's a lot of hype on many other coins right now. So EOS, talking about hype coins, EOS is absolutely ripping. Again, you guys, we're covering EOS back here, bottom side of the ascending channel at the end of March, and we absolutely ripped. And we are on our way to test the top side of this massive ascending channel, massive megaphone channel. And again, you guys, it's kind of a bummer because we're almost there. If we break above this, then we will be in a technical breakout. EOS's all-time high, just to reference, I believe, is what? So EOS's all-time high is at $23. So we can still 3x from here and pretty much be at its all-time high. I think that's very possible. Again, you guys, EOS owns Voice, which is the first decentralized social platform. Got the handle at Royce on there, so that's very exciting. Makes me a little more biased towards EOS, but I've always been, again, I've held EOS for a very, very long time, since 2017. And EOS has always excited me as a project, like fundamentally, but right now EOS is looking very good on the charts. I think it's inevitable that we at the very least come up to test the line of resistance on the overall uptrend right here. Again, very, very obvious line of resistance. It makes sense that once we started popping, we're pretty much just like in the past 2 weeks alone, we ripped from $4 to almost, like, we've pretty much 2x'd in the past couple weeks just in the month of April. So it's pretty inevitable to me that we, over the coming days, test the line of resistance. That would take us up to $8.50. Just say, if we can break $9 over the coming week or so, then I do think that we could just go absolutely ballistic and go on to reach the EOS's all-time highs of around 23 bucks. Okay, so we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Keep a very close eye if you are trading EOS personally. I'll probably just hold it. As you guys know, I don't really trade cryptos. I just accumulate cryptos if I'm bullish on the fundamentals of the project. So EOS, it's unlikely that I'm going to trade this, but if it breaks out, I'm going to be that much more excited. So if you guys do want to trade this, definitely keep an eye on this. But again, we're still in the midst of a very, very strong and very, very lasting bull market, in my opinion. Okay, close it out. Tron or TRX. So Tron did break out. Like, it's very similar to like EOS when we talked about it over here. So Tron, if you guys remember, I was talking about it like right over here, bounced perfectly, very, very strong line of support here. Came up, we ripped straight up, and that's kind of like the beauty of EOS and Tron, because I believe around here they were only worth about like $3 billion, just like $3-4 billion, which is a pretty small market cap. Now they're dancing pretty close to like what, 8 to 10, if obviously they 2x'd. So Tron came up super quick, tested the resistance. Maybe we see something similar to EOS happen, so keep that in mind, you guys. Come up again, maybe EOS right here, pull back, come up, test it, break through it, and then maybe EOS looks something like this. So once we break out, you guys can see what happens when we break out of these very, very strong channels. When we break out of these strong lines of resistance, we just go absolutely parabolic. So Tron, just using on the shorter term time frame, we're seeing so much volume here. This is crazy. So on a shorter term time frame, Tron is obviously printing higher highs and higher lows. Just going to use these two touch points, these two highs, as to create a line of resistance. You see a lot of points around here, which I actually really like to see, which actually does kind of give me a little more, just make me a little less hesitant, I guess, to use this as a line of resistance and as a trend line in general. So let's just say April 20th, because this is such a steep, almost unrealistic trend line. April 20th, over the course of the next week, Tron could come up to like 30 cents, which from here is a 2x. And again, you guys, crazy things can happen in the land of crypto. I think this is TRX via, what is this, TRX USD? I just checked this and I can't actually find, because the data doesn't go back that far. I can't remember what Tron's all-time high was, so please let me know in the comments. I know I could check that out, but I'm keeping an eye on this right now. And because, again, Tron's market cap is still relatively small, it does not take that much capital inflow to appreciate the price of a TRX. Same kind of argument for Tron as XRP. People see that TRX, like Doge, is like the perfect example of this. Just because an individual coin is cheap doesn't mean that it's cheap in terms of actual value. Okay, so always look at the market cap. We'll close it out with that little piece of knowledge. I know most Waves fam smart, so I know most of you guys know that. But TRX, I think we maybe could 2x over the course of the next week or so if Tron sees an absolute rip, which, again, looking at this volume, this is crazy volume, would not surprise me at all. Okay, so we will close it out there, you guys. Always love talking cryptos, but over the course of the next few days, because of the Coinbase IPO, I'm super pumped to cover equities. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you're excited for this week, what most heavily weights your portfolio personally. And yeah, I'll see you guys downstairs in the comments. So until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.